So, this isn't a video I ever thought I'd have to make. But I feel like now it's just all the necessary, despite a calc exam ready to kick my ass in 2 days as I was writing this script. And now, I mean, I still have other work to do, but here we are. I'm not editing this video. We're just gonna leave it up. But, you know, the title is maybe a slight over-exaggeration, but I don't know what Psyonix is doing anymore. I'm showcasing Minecraft because I don't even want to see Rocket League when I hear the stuff that's going on with that game and how they're treating the community. I don't even want to see Rocket League right now. I'd rather spend the time looking around a game that switched developers and, amongst what we thought, a game that took that transition well. The title may be a slight over-exaggeration, but I don't really know how else to put it. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what you're doing, Psyonix. First, you know, we have the case of RLCS, an esport with an already immature competitive scene about to get even more immature with an age limit as low as 13. Do you know how many extra concerns this adds? Kids having to play as early as middle schools, families having to travel to majors, PR with minors. You're adding a whole damn dimension to this. Look back on the videos on my channel. I was only just starting to find my groove in March of 2019, and that was right before I turned 14 that April. And behind the scenes, oh my god, that year was a shit show and a half. Why do you think MTX's age limit was raised from the alleged 11 to 13? Why do you think MTX started off so bad? We were 13. Why do you think that age limit was raised? It wasn't just to comply with Discord's toss. We had maturity problems. Granted, there's a big difference between 11 and 13, but 13's too low. I worked at a summer camp. Both times I was with 13-year-olds, and to be completely honest with you, those kids weren't ready for RLCS. When I did that same camp with Super Creeper, we also weren't ready for RLCS. And now, we see it's all being done just to align with Fortnite. We get jack shit about RLCS, and this is what we get. A sign that we're going to have a community even more drama-ridden than it already is. If there's even by a community, that even if there's a community by that point. And then you start removing some of our favorite casters. Jorby, Achieves, Dazarin, Subi, Spaceman. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more. I remember watching Spaceman back in the Rival series, and all I could think of was you never gave this guy a chance. You never gave him a chance. And the second it looks like, wow, maybe you're turning a new leaf and finally giving this guy a chance, you leave him out to dry. You leave him out to dry. You're leaving your fans out to dry, the fans of these casters, the casters, they have bills to pay too. How are you just leaving all your talent behind, acting like they don't exist when they're what made this esport great in the first place? I'm at the point now where I don't think I'm going to watch RLCS anymore. RLCS was the highlight of my grade 8 year. Only the people that know me well would know, you know, how bad that year was. It was a travesty. You know, RLCS was one of the big things that I had. The day C9 won RLCS Season 8, you know, that was one of the best days of that year. I remember rushing home from a hockey team dinner, getting to experience the thrill of Cloud9 winning it all, and, you know, we're not going to see that again. We're not going to see that thrill because there's going to be no fans to see it. You're not going to have the casting to give it to you. You won't get insane calls from people like Jorby anymore. What are you doing? Who's going next? You can't just say goodbye to everyone that made you great in the first place. Trust me. It's not going to do that. You can't do that. In life, in the esport, you can't just leave someone out to dry if they've saved you. Trust me, I know. We've received nothing from you for a while, and the coolest thing was Lightning McQueen, and then they removed trading, and you don't go back on it despite the backlash. And all for what? Rocket Racing? A game that everyone talked about for like a few days at most? It doesn't matter how good the racing is, you're killing what made your game successful in the first place. Oh boy, Fortnite becoming this huge metaverse of all these different games, oh my god! What about the games those studios originally made? By now, it's clear for me to tell. Psyonix was bought out because of their work on vehicles. They were bought for rocket racing. None of them making Rocket League free to play. What has Epic done that the community has actually wanted? Literally nothing. It's mostly been poor decision making. It shouldn't come as a shock that all of these longtime employees are leaving Psyonix and were leaving around the time of Rocket Racing's development. It shouldn't be a shock that content creators are pissed and stepping back from the game. Sunless Khan aside, he left. That's important to note. Look at John Sandman and Neat Mike. John Sandman's almost exclusively doing CSGO now. Why do you think that? Look at the declining player base. Me, Wildcrafters, and Nova, we're gone. As a university student, I'd rather spend my time playing games that are actually supported or, like you see here, that are just nostalgic for me. And it's going to stay that way next term, which I've just started. That's not going to change for me. What about Nova and Wildcrafters? Well, they've moved on to their own adventures too. And I'm sure other players are doing the same. The removal of trading was just a microcosm for Epic's purchase of the game. A complete and total disaster. We all knew that Epic buying Psyonix would be bad, but what this is all done is it's clear that we've reached the worst case scenario. Psyonix has become the new Rare, a studio beloved in the 1990s for games like Donkey Kong Country 64, Perfect Dark, and Banjo-Kazooie, and GoldenEye 007. They were bought out by Microsoft in 2004. What has Rare done since then? A couple standouts from the late 2000s, sequels to Perfect Dark and Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, Viva Pinata, that's cool, I guess, but what about after that? Connect Sports, a company best known for making platformers, making Connect Sports. Rare Replay, as someone who owns Rare Replay, it's not that great. I literally have that game. I've literally played it. It's not as good as you'd think it would be. It's just old games. What about new stuff too? Their biggest success might be Sea of Thieves, and my friends loved it, but man, Sea of Thieves rated absolutely not great, man. Epic has done to Psyonix what Microsoft did to Rare, forcing them to work on a game mode in a game they didn't even make and littering their own game with cosmetics and so Epic can make more money, not to mention removing an entire goddamn community from the game and not even going back on it, despite the backlash. All for Rocket Racing? A game most hardcore players aren't even going to touch? It's sacrilege. Orgs are pulling out, player counts are dropping, content creators are leaving, employees are dipping, and the community is getting more and more pissed with every single angle. It's a shitstorm, and you can see it coming from a mile away. But Epic ran themselves right into it, just like the damn Pittsburgh Penguins did when they locked up the core. You ever heard of the Detroit Red Wings of the mid-2010s, trying to push into the playoffs over and over, trying to squeeze every last gasp they could out of their core? Where did it get them? It got them to hell. The Red Wings haven't done shit in the league since 2008. After that, all this started. They kept pushing. They thought they could do it. They're just like Epic, man. Epic couldn't do it. It's a dark time for Rocket League. The game we all love is dead. The content creators we watch, they're gone. The pros, they're following suit. Many of them are gone. I know the scene changes, but many of them are gone. Look at Dries retiring. Dries is only 17. That should stand out. You have young players who are saying that, I'm not going to play this game. You have casters that you're not renewing, even though they clearly deserve it. Even though they made your esport what it is. Didn't Jorby cast one of the most recent grand finals? He might have casted the last one. I can't remember. He casted season 7. You're getting rid of that talent. You guys don't care. And it's Epic's damn fault. They don't care about the players. They don't care about Psyonix. They don't care about what made the game special in the first place. To them, it's two things. Money and Fortnite, I guess, but money. We're not important to them. And that's all it'll continue to be. The title's hyperbole. I'm not retiring from Rocket League, but I can't help but think, what are they doing? I'm watching a game that got me through some of the darkest hours of my life. That made me some of the closest friends I've ever had. My friendship with Wildcrafters, we built it from this game. We built it together from Rocket League. Without Rocket League, we are not as close as we are. He's still one of my good friends today. I would have never met people like Akimbo. MTX would have never existed. People like Pulse, Nova, Funky, we went to school together, sure, but it was Rocket League. Even Link, without those mornings playing Rocket League together when we were 12 years old, trying to get to silver. You know, We may not, we are friends, and we may not be as close as we once were, but we both look back on, and we hold that very close to our hearts, and you will hold that forever. Lamborghini, I remember the days we'd get on and play Rocket League together. The days I'd have Forza Pro try it. My friend Abby, for a time, had a video idea where she wanted me to teach her how to play Rocket League. We never did it, but it goes to show the game had legitimate care. The game had people around it, and people that wanted it to succeed, and you know what? It doesn't anymore. That's just the way it is. Epic doesn't care. We're completely forgotten by the game. It's all for a greater goal. It's a dark time for the game. We're witnessing the game die. We shout out and wonder what can be done. And they keep running themselves down the same path. I honestly encourage you guys to do what I'm doing. Don't play. Don't play Rocket League. I never thought I'd be able to say this about one of my favorite games of all time and a game that got me through so much, but don't play Rocket League. Avoid other games, or play other games. Avoid it. Don't play Rocket League. It's the only way we're going to teach them. They can't just take Rocket League for what they want. Don't play Fortnite either. Don't play any Epic games at all. Go play something else from another developer. Go play a competing game. Valorant, sure. CSGO 2 just came out. Go play indie games, Minecraft, stuff like Portal. Go try out a new game, or go hang out with your friends. Don't be bogged down by the screen all the time. Go do what you have to do. Don't let Rocket League be the thing that you use your time for. Because why should you use your time on something that doesn't care about you? For me, I'm going to be retiring from Rocket League. Maybe. I haven't played Rocket League in months. I'll play it every few months or so. Maybe on my break from school in a bit. Maybe I will play it, but why would I? Why would I play a game that doesn't care about me? Why would I ever play that game on my own again? Oh, Wildcrafters wants to play it, maybe, but why would I play it on my own? What's the point? So, from the solo scene, I'm retiring from Rocket League. In general, you're going to see a lot less Rocket League videos on the channel going forward. There already aren't as many videos because of it. Or not because of it, but because of university. Why would I spend that time on Rocket League if they don't care about us? And that's all there is to say. Thanks for the memories, Rocket League. May you go down as one of the all-time greats up until 2020. And may the joyous times this game will provide us with never be forgotten. Serve Rocket League as a cautionary tale, Epic. Serve it as a cautionary tale to everyone.